faith in this hero moving forward into the TI quals.
All right, let's see if God King is able to pull that one out of the hat, or if Holy Grail have what it takes. And they get the 2-0 as well as going to be the ultimate thing, so shall see. Smoke up, are they going to be able to get anything? God King kind of face checks all 5 heroes and also eats the arrow. Doesn't last as long as I was expecting. It might still go down. Maybe, wait, can't run in tower range. Gone, my friend. That's a scary tier 1 tower at this stage. Does a lot of damage, and Cicada, he's going to get the kill. So what is still a Batrider favored lane, it is very playable for the Ember Spirit. Now even more so having that first blood gold.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure he's running out his full wand as well. Yeah, full wand and a windlace.
One windlace, that's crazy.
That's very rough for Guy. Just overstep. He thought maybe with the extra sticky and the auto attack is going to be enough to kill God King. And if you kill God King, then you probably just like, okay, like I got the first blood and Cicada doesn't get it. But you gave so much gold to this Ember that he's just going to be able to run this lane, and it's really going to be rough for Garn to be able to win this lane out once again. So probably some early rotations maybe we're going to be seeing from Holy Grail. I'm going to be looking towards DQQ to come in with an arrow of his sort, and maybe he can hit a lucky shot and then they can get a kill back on the Cicada. But yeah, it's not the right start that Garn would have loved.
No, it is not at all. We'll see how much that's really going to hinder his lane or not. And the nice thing at least about the Batrider lane is Cicada with all the sticks can spam out the slight. I recently have seen this matchup where Embers put more points in Flame Guard though, so they just can fall back and farm the jungle. I have also seen though like more points in Slight with the corrosion, of course with the spam, but you do regardless need a point in chains at some time because you will be getting dives, so just that 1.5 seconds to maybe help you get some separation is vital. So we'll see when Cicada gets that.
Yeah, 100%. It's all about what he feels like the aftermath of the lane is going to look like, whether or not he needs to farm a little bit more or whether or not he can actually abuse out Gun with the Sleight of Fist. So we'll have to wait and see what he's going to look like. I'm very interested to see how much emphasis they put on God King's lane and see whether or not for Holy Grail as well, if they continually gank him, because I know PA is one of those heroes that if she gets ahead, she's very, very hard to deal with. But also when she's behind, she doesn't really do all too much. She kind of really relies on just getting some of those lucky fights and trying to play super far on the back line. And that could just lead to some issues for Big Brain if PA is just waiting for this perfect opportunity to jump in and slap herself a kill and try and get some gold. So I think God King is going to be a very big player for us to look at here. The PA can do a lot of work, but can also fall pretty flat if he doesn't have that good of a start.
Looks like he's having a pretty good start though on God King. 9-2 compared to the 7-1. So see how that's going to be able to continue. Of course, his counterpart on the Faceless Void, being Summer, is having a fine time as well. Again, like we said in the draft, I do think that this lane in particular gets a little bit more difficult once the Timber hits level 6, and your way to kind of relieve that pressure is going to be off the back of Garn. So I would like to see the Batrider play very active, even though he does have a Boots of Travel queued up, because if you don't deal with this Timber lane by yourself, then it means your carry is really going to suffer.
Yeah, exactly. And maybe if he gets the Boots of Travel at a good enough time, then that can alleviate a bit of the pressure as well, right? Because he can just constantly be on a lot of these lanes. He can put pressure on the PA. He can also put pressure on the Timber. So if Garn doesn't get off to a good start and get these Boots of Travel at a nice timing, then it is the same concern that you have, where potentially you could just be a little bit too passive. And then you just got CSJ as well as God King kind of running their side lanes, and nobody's really able to do much for you. Like, your Beastmaster's probably going to sit back and farm a little bit. I wouldn't imagine this is going to be like him rushing a Blink Dagger early on. I feel like he's got his summons that can still do a decent amount of work. I think even the Ags is going to be pretty strong this game with the amount of magic damage he can do and the amount of healing he can have. And so it really is just going to be the Batrider who's going to make plays for Holy Grail.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he likes his Helm of the Overlord into Scepter second item, or even third item. I think that's what I've seen him go for multiple times in the past.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a fine build-up. Obviously, you have to play into Enchantress, which is a little stinky, but I mean, the ag sector is
Sorry,
going to be
what
very
word?
good.
What'd you say?
I said the playing into a Enchantress can be a little stinky, but I still think, yeah.
Interesting word choice. Skarn should be chased down on a tower. They will be able to get the kill. Cicada, well, this is, well, he's got 2 kills and a Bat Rider. Uh-oh. This, some may say, is a little bit stinky.
Yep, very stinky. SJ? Another slide.
I think he's dead as well.
Oh, the bash.
Chains up in a couple seconds. They won't even need it, man, with the bash. Probably would like to die, especially to the tower. Unfortunately, that's not going to be the case. So Gun gets a lot of gold and experience. He too is actually level 5 off the back of that. So it's a nice little recovery kill for Gun.
Yeah, 3-point Slider Fist with the Orb of Corrosion out now. This is what you talked about with the Slider Fist spam. It's very hard for the Bat Rider to keep up. Does have a full bottle, so he's at least going to be able to keep up this time around. But if Cicada just keeps doing this, as soon as he gets level 6, it's going to be Trouble Town already for Gun. But should be okay. He's still doing pretty well when it comes to the CS. He has just died twice, which is a little unfortunate. Dolme
is in a lot of trouble. They're going to be able to rotate the Spirit Breaker down to bottom because they know the Timbersaw needs no assistance in his own lane. So this could start to get really messy. Surely CSJ is going to shove the Void out of his own lane. You've got Cicada, who's going to be able to play into a Bat Rider, which sometimes you're unable to do so in this matchup. And now you've got a bottom lane, which should be favored as well for the boys on Big Brain. So how are you going to be able to play the map in the next couple of minutes on Holy Grail?
Maybe you just try and hope that the Ember Spirit overextends just a little bit and you're able to punish him underneath the tower. But I think Cicada is well aware of exactly what he needs to do, right? Just sit here, spam out the wave. He just has to get a few of these last hits. His side lanes are doing extremely well. Like, look at CSJ. He's chasing Summer completely out of this lane. For some reason, Summer has a blood grenade. I don't know why in hell he would ever have a blood grenade as a Void, but do you, I guess?
It's okay, right? Because you blood grenade and time walk in. I also heard, I don't remember who was the one that said it as a hold that thought, because Summer is... Dude, CJ, he doesn't care about creeps, dude. This guy is just non-stop chasing him, and I see why, because you also have a Spirit Breaker here through the Rift. They got a TP Garn, so this is what we were expecting. You know, level 6 from the Timber, instantly is going to be responsive from Garn Zone 6. And with the help of the double damage rune, they will without a doubt get the kill. Will take them a little bit of time, though, to find it, though.
Okay. So they at least respond to taking down CSJ. That was the response they needed to have. But Summer, again, yeah, he's on struggle street. Maybe an early level in time dilation could have potentially helped him. But, I mean, CSJ is getting kills on Summer, and Dolme is dying constantly to God King. So this is the exact start that you'd want here if you're Big Brain. Especially to try and secure yourself a 2-0. Like, this PA can start the ball out of control really, really fast. Got full treads coming out, and imagine it's a whole wand as well for God King. And building in towards this Battle Fury, like, he's got 42 CS, 11 denies, 7 minutes into the game. Potentially another kill as well.
All right, man. This is getting pretty crazy. The arrow is all they need to actually keep him alive, so really nicely done from DQQ. But now, all right, if they cannot take the stacks, this is a big thing we need to look at. If somehow Holy Grail don't lose these stacks, this might put them in too much of a deficit. As SJ, who'll get his Frost Shield purged. Arrow, once again, is pretty on the point from DQQ. God King, though, it's a big stick. Is he just going to stand his ground and look to man fight? He's got a little bit of bonus life still to work with thanks to the Phantom Strike, and that'll help them get the kill. But Garn is here for the cleanup on ILA, so he'll get the kill into the Spirit Breaker and look for Desire next. Can he get Dolme before his own death? Not to be, as Dolme snipes the kill. He's loving life now.
Okay, so both supports get traded here, but now seeing what Cicada's able to do with his rotation. It's a haste rune. That's a free kill.
Yoink. Think so.
Oh, God King. Don't get hit. Ooh. Well, that was close. Picks up his cornucopia as well, so he's chilling. Vibing out, doing whatever.
Meanwhile, Summer had to TP mid to avoid this Timber lane, so I mean, yes, you had no one here, so he was trying to soak up some experience, but soon the Batrider wants to reoccupy the lane. Maybe Batrider's actually going to go top. It looks like where Gun is starting to path himself, but tower has already gone down.
Yeah, Summer has picked up a hand of Midas though, so he at least has that that Midas for him to play around. It's a pretty good timing in all honesty. The fact that he's able to create it up, he did lose his life once, but he's able to sit back and farm. This Midas can pay off.
Oh, what the hell? Arrow connects onto... They have the Chrono at the ready on Summer. It's a pretty goddamn good one, but do they have the damage to follow up afterwards? Dolme's going to land the Raw. Now they wait a buyback, Cicada. You have to get a lot out of this buyback now, and with Garn showing up, I don't think they will. Can he even catch up to him? He's got the lasso at the ready. No more remnants on Cicada off to the other side, though. DQQ, he got a triple kill. And what was looking like a pretty rough game with a 3,000 net worth lead is only a 1k lead. And Holy Grail, they're laughing.
And that was a sick rotation by Summer. Comes in, gets the Chrono, Starfall on absolutely everybody. Following it up with Dolme getting the Raw experience, and he just turns back around. That buyback from Cicada was very weird. Very weird. I had thought that maybe he bought back because Dolme was low, but that wasn't really the case, and he has to just leave and get himself out before feeding a second kill.
And this is your Timber Batrider matchup. You go play against him early on. You can never TP out. You can never escape because of how mobile the Batrider is. So, all right. I mean, if anyone was going to do it, it was Gun. We mentioned he was kind of the X factor for Holy Grail, but also kind of Summer was as well. So this is now Treads completed. He gets a free lane to be able to occupy for the next minute or so. I guess really the big thing is also, I mean, God King is still going untouched though, so this is still going to be a great Battle Fury timing, but they have without a doubt restabilized this game.
Yeah, 100%. They've at least quenched some of the issues that they were having with some of these cores early on. They haven't dealt with God King just yet, which is to be expected. I think the PA started out really well, but she's also one of those heroes that doesn't accelerate all too fast, like maybe around the Battle Fury timing. She still has a few more of these items to get before she becomes an issue.
You are the road.
Zaya just walks up into the high ground once again. Too many members around for the side of Holy Grail. Gets punished, so they lose their Enchantress, but their cores are still farming. They are starting to win out once again when it comes to the last hits. The net worth is starting to even out a little bit. Dolme is getting a lot back by after taking that massive Ancient stack that he did just take. So he's back into this game, getting close to his Helm of the Overlord.
See.
Oh.
Yeah, I was gonna. Hang on for a second. They can look at CJ once again top lane. They will need to shove out mid and maybe wait for the power rune, which will be a regen. I think Cicada, nope, not gonna get it. Will at least get away with his life. And they're gonna go straight away. I like this play.
Oh, CSJ is gonna be in trouble. Yeah, Summer has Chrono. They've just got too much.
Yeah, you should not even need it. It's just going to be an easy chase down. You got the time dilation now. It's going to limit his mobility even more. And they're going to be able to drag him back to his own death, burning him to a crisp. And again, there's a big reason why you want to put the Batrider as a core. You just have so much value to address the Timbersaw. He's done an exceptional job to read that as well. Just, playing against the Timber, always looking to try and run at him. And that just meant that Summit actually just overtook the Timber in net worth.
Yeah, after a very abysmal start to the game. And this is why I like the hand of Midas from Summer. As long as he's not feeding away his life a couple more times to the Timber, so he's going to be sitting peachy with it. And feels very good with how Garn has been able to stabilize this game for the team. And we both talked about it. I think this Batrider is going to be the important factor for Holy Grail. Now you can see the big brain, they just decide to put everybody together. All right, let's try and take this tier 1 tower. Let's try and shut down Garn. Let's try and see if we can put more emphasis back onto Holy Grail to try and force us away from these scary parts of the map. Charging bottom for some reason.
Hoping some reinforcements show up with him. It'll be a little bit too late.
Only just TP'd. Like, nobody else is anywhere in the vicinity for that.
And Summer's coming bottom.
Oh,
I don't know if they saw his TP. But they're going to now get a read of him now. CSJ, aggressive Timber Chain into the middle. Roar as well. Look at the damage ramping up. Arrow to set up, and they're not even done. Gone. He's got the lasso if they feel it required to catch up to Desire. And now... That's so awkward. I mean, yeah, you Chrono the Spirit Breaker, but Desire then gets out because the Chrono was on every single member in your team, so... all right, who cares, I guess, at the end.
Someone's like, I haven't pressed it in a while, let me press it. And they're like, nah, okay, I guess. But, yeah, very interesting Chronosphere. They at least get a kill out of it. I'd imagine if they didn't kill the Spirit Breaker, there would have been some big questions for someone to answer in the team meeting after this one. But they get it done, and they're in a very commanding position now, is Holy Grail. They eventually clean up on Desire anyways, but they just have the spells and the items that they need, right? Like, Summer can just sit back and farm. They're getting ever close to their Helva the Overlord. They've got Breath of Travel almost a BKB up now on Garn, and they can just constantly run around the map and kill people. Any reveal?
No reveal. Buys dust straight away. And while bottom, even Dolme's getting a little bit of pressure put on him. CSJ's vulnerable though. Got no boys. They're going to start to TP the Batrider in. And CSJ, if he doesn't get a TP now, there's going to be no way they can keep him alive long enough. So once again, I mean, this is 5 deaths on the Timbersaw. This is how you're potentially able to answer him in upcoming games now.
Yeah, this is a really good showing from Holy Grail about how you want to play the Batrider into the Timbersaw, even though the Timber had such a fantastic start to this game. Like, he was able to bully out Summer. There was a moment where they killed Summer, and now they just haven't been able to turn that into really much. DQQ's in trouble, though. All right.
It's a nice little gold injection to the bank of God King, who's going Sept the second item, which is a very interesting choice.
I think Sept is sick on PA. I don't know if it's a 6-second item, though. I feel like maybe you would have loved to have just gone for Deso and just had a lot of that damage and kind of just play the edges of the fights, throw out some daggers, jump on people who you think are basically going to be a confirmed kill, then try and blow yourself out of there. But Aghanim Scepter does allow him to kind of play on that very scary point of PA of being direct enough in the fight that you're still dealing a lot of damage, but still very slippery to deal with. So could be nice for them. Desire sprinting away from everyone. Eventually will die. So question is like, when does Big Brain feel like they can take a fight against Holy Grail? Like, they don't have the same kind of team fight that Holy Grail do. They've got Raw, they've got Chrono, they've got Chainfrost, they've got everything that is coming out from Holy Grail. They have basically everybody has a team fight spell available to them for Holy Grail, whereas for the side of Big Brain, they really kind of don't. They just got to pick people off with the Spirit Breaker, I think.
Speaking of the Spirit Breaker, just able to catch up to him. They want to go for another lane though here for Holy Grail. Dolme is starting to command the troops. And then he has that first real big item. Garn's got BKB now to work with as well. God King's going to see his Ancients getting farmed. Yoink one of them away. Might even get the creep as well. This will be a lot of gold, but you need to start to play with God King. Dolme gets the roll. Meanwhile, another fight's breaking out over the right side. They'll start onto Garn and shred away the Batrider's health pool. It's a big kill, not allowing him to activate the BKB. Now SJ will be chased down as well. So with all that going on, you were able to make some space for God King, which I believe, no, it looks like he wasn't able to get the Helm of the Overlord creep, which made it nice. But regardless, that is a gigantic streak that the Batrider had. It is, in fact, 817 gold that a CSJ got. Man, that's why you feed the Batrider. Just juicing him up.
Juicing him up. That was a pretty interesting gank that they were able to pull off there. I thought that definitely Garn was ever going to be able to get a BKB off, but it just blew him up. And now that it's just a scenario where we swing back and forth once again. So Big Brain have been able to show that they are strong enough to get some of these kills, but there wasn't a full 5v5. The roll was used onto God King, and Desire walks in, uses his body, says, hey guys, what's going on? Sees that there's 4 heroes from the side of Holy Grail, and Sakana can walk away. Wonder what the Lincolns is really for Summer. I guess he can't be charged, but I guess for PA as well, it's kind of annoying, but they're low cooldown spells to pop the Lincoln, so it's not like the PA is going to have issues doing it. So, not 100% sold on the Lincoln sphere this game for Summer.
Yeah, I think just how you play. I obviously maybe feels like this matchup in particular versus the PA. Maybe, and if a Spirit Breaker's on their team, maybe he needs the Lincolns to be able to win some of the man fights.
Yeah, I could see that.
I'm really not. I'm not sure if that's, like you said, I mean, the only thing I can really consider. So we'll see how much it's able to protect him.
Yeah, it is going to be like whenever you're playing against the Lincolns and you have somebody on your team that has like a single target spell that's quite important. It can be quite annoying because you just have to layer it just a little bit better. But I mean, he could have just gone for like a Manta if he felt scared to get rid of things like the chains. He could go for a Sanj and Yasha as well. Oh, nice little chrono.
How did he's 100% dead. Yeah, you got Arrow, you got Roar as well if needed. So I'm trying to think of what he could have gone if he didn't want this Lincolns. I mean, there's always that Mjolnir potential just to rush it. Really amps up your farming speed, gives you a lot more damage inside chrono. I think you kind of want BKB this game, just solely because the Timber, because if you get controlled once, then you might be dead. But I don't know if he needs it now, so maybe it's like 4th item. So what else could you have gone instead of the Lincolns? Like, what was he potentially considering?
I think maybe like even Sanj and Yasha couldn't have been too bad. Maybe Manta style would have been on the cards for him, but yeah, I wouldn't have hated like a Mjolnir. Like Summer really hasn't been put to the sword this game. He's died once, but he's been involved in 11 kills, so he's at least been able to do a lot of work, and now he's just going to go back for the MKB. So yeah, I don't hate it. It gives him a little bit of stats, gives him survivability, gives him regen as well. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Probably could have been a much more efficient item if people had poured over the stats, but it is what it is.
Really, the big thing for me now is let's see what the Scepter does on God King. Second item is going Nullify next as well. So this is I mean, God King has always been known for his unique item build, and it is going to be no different in this game. So, of course, you got Scepter to instant dispel off the Bat Rider Sticky, which is great. That is pretty much it. Maybe time dilation he could feel could be a really big issue as well, considering he wants to be spamming spells, but it's a very interesting choice for God King. And more top lane. What's going on though? We've got a bit of a fight breaking out deep into Dire's territory. Summer's chrono still down for 40 seconds, but they feel super strong. Great timing out of the flame break. Disjoints the timber chain away. CJ is hoping he get the kill before he dies, and he will. So at least he's able to drag one member into the grave with him with his dying breath. But that is an ambitious TP. I mean, yeah, you kind of get unlucky at first hit bash, but I don't know how you make it away. Mid lane, what's going on? Roar out from afar, Dolme. Looking to try and hold the Phantom Assassin. They got the lasso to set up as well. If they got the damage inside, they do. So this freshly completed Scepter, not able to provide enough for God King. Now the Yules can set up for the arrow as well. They got further control out of the ATOS. DQQ hoping for some seconds to be able to retreat away, and that's where the Spirit Breaker comes into play. It's got an invis now as well. Any detection enjoyers? There is one, but too far away.
Yeah, it just lives there, does Cicada, but this is the issue with PA as a carry, is sometimes she can kind of just be chain stunned and doesn't really get to do much in the fight. I think she threw out like one dagger in that entire fight, then she just gets arrowed up, she gets lassoed, and that was kind of all she wrote. They've got a lot of magic damage for the side of Holy Grail to make her feel not as scary. All right, SB's doing his best to be able to keep everybody away. Oh, sick chrono.
He got both. He got both. Man, Summer's chronos, besides the one kind of to the right of this team fight location, you know, they've been pretty good so far. Very impressed with Summer when she had a horrendous lane, but has been getting very active. 3-1 and 12, top of the net worth now. Going to be working into the MKB to address the Phantom Assassin. I mean, of course, extra damage versus Timber is going to be nice as well with some magic. So, man, Holy Grail looking very good. They're in a commanding position.
Yeah, they're in a really, really good spot. They've got all the reins. They've got everything that they need to be able to shut down this game. Maybe trying to play a little bit slow because they don't have chrono, but definitely got items to kill basically everybody for the side of Big Brain.
And we'll see if they can get those kills. So easy setup into the arrow. Can they keep him alive long enough? They're going to be forced to lasso with the stun expiring shortly, but they don't even need it for CSJ. Summer's spamming out bashes left, right, and center. So another double kill for Holy Grail. This is a much better showing for them in this second game, and it looks like it could just be a couple more fights is really all they need to close it out with how fast they can push with the Beastmaster.
Yeah, this is a very kind of one-sided game so far here for Holy Grail. They're looking very, very good. A few left field picks again from Big Brain. I feel like their first draft was pretty left field as well, but haven't felt the impact of the PA just yet. Maybe.
God King.
Oh, you were so dead.
He
What was
jumped
that?
into 5. Ooh, no. Oh, there's some spiciness now heading into game 3.